Sergio Gomez has joined Real Sociedad for a fee of around 9 million euros. Goodbye, Sergio. It's been emotional. It's been lovely. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened for him in a Manchester City shirt, but he leaves with our blessing. And today, I'm going to talk about what this move could potentially mean for Manchester City and talk about a little bit about his time at Man City. And if this is good news, bad news, or somewhere in between, if we're being honest. If you are new to this channel, please do me a massive favour. You got one job if you're watching live. Give the video a like, as Leroy Sané would say in the chat there. Hit the like button. It does help support the channel. It does help my channel grow, and I'd very much appreciate it. And let me just double check. I am closing in once again on 70k. Where am I at? Let's have a look. I've got... I need 250 more subscribers to get to 70k. Let's go. I can get there. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new here. It does massively help the channel grow as well. And it's only me doing this channel. No one else. It's me sat in my office working on this City stuff. So enjoy it. Please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. But yeah, today's news is about Sergio Gomez. He's ended his stay at Manchester City Football Club. And it's interesting news. Already seen a super chat from MCFC talking about the Ederson rumours, mate. I'll get onto them in a bit. But first of all, I'm going to talk about Sergio for a good 5 minutes or so because I want to focus on an actual bit of news as opposed to a rumour, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about Sergio Gomez first. Now, I'll jump over to Manchester City's website. Let me double check I've got it lined up. I've not got it lined up. And we'll talk about what this potentially means for Man City and all the details. So here's Manchester City's website, mancity.com. It says, Sergio Gomez has left Man City and completed a permanent move to Real Sociedad. Gomez spent 2 seasons at City after signing... let me just stretch that out so it fits. 1 second. There we go. That should fit the window a bit better now. It doesn't fit the window, does it? There we go. He spent 2 seasons at City after signing in 2022 from Anderlecht. The 23-year-old spell the Etihad saw him make 38 appearances. You'd be thinking it was like 3 or 4, wouldn't you? But it was 38 as he helped the Blues win 6 trophies. The left back was part of the squad that won the treble, the Premier League, FA Cup and Champions League. Of course, won the Super Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup and the Premier League across 23-24. He made his Premier League debut in a 4-2 home win against Crystal Palace, coming on for a hat-trick here at Haaland. Then made his Champions League debut the following away, starting in a 4-0 away win at Sevilla. In his total, in his first campaign, he made 12 top-flight appearances, 5 appearances in the Champions League, 4 in the FA Cup, and 2 in the Carabao Cup. Following term, Gomez managed 15 appearances for the Blues, starting twice in the Carabao Cup clash at Newcastle. Champions League win away with Red Star, as well as claiming his first Premier League assist in the 5-1 win over Fulham in September, setting up star striker Haaland for the final goal of the afternoon. Was that his first Premier League assist? Didn't he get one for... That's not true, is it? Didn't he get one for against United? He did, didn't he? September. Was it October when we won 6-3? Was it the season after where he won that? It was, wasn't it, actually? No, never mind. I take it back. Yeah, his second one was for... It was October, wasn't it? Yeah. Now he'll take on a new challenge at La Real with the boss Imanol Alguirzabal. No, for now, they can't pronounce that in La Liga. He said, it's time to leave Man City, but I'd like to thank everyone at the CFA for their support and guidance during my time at the club. I'm excited for this new venture, but I wish Pep and the players every success in the future. Treble's something I'll never forget and will always look back fondly on. Cheeky said this, I'd like to thank Sergio for his time at City. He's an impressive young footballer with a good attitude and strong application, who I've no doubt will make his mark and excel in the coming years. We wish him the best. Absolutely. I do weirdly echo... Cheeky on this. I really do feel, he'll leave his mark in football. I'm a firm believer in this. I mean, if we look back at his time at Manchester City, he was a classic example of a punt. We took a punt on a young player who'd done really well under Kompany's tutelage at Anderlecht. He probably wasn't the left-back option that we needed. He was never really a left-back. I still maintain he's not a left-back. And I think you can't be as good... for Spain's under-21s and youth teams as he is, literally one of the top goal scorers in the under-21 World Cup, I think it was. 21 World Cup or Euros, either one of them, and he was absolutely phenomenal then, playing as a midfielder, by the way. But you can't be as good as he is without having talent, at those levels. And I think Sergio Gomez is still looking for his true identity at club football. Of course, Dortmund didn't massively work out. Anderlecht did. City didn't. No, he did play some good football, and I'd be very surprised if he's not going to improve a little bit as a footballer, around all these world-class players with a world-class manager. But Sergio Gomez strikes me as the kind of guy who's going to have a mid to late 20s resurgence and will end up in the Spanish squad at some point. I see it. I don't see any reason why he won't do. He needs to go back to his homeland, play a lot of football at a club as great as Real Sociedad, by the way, and they really are a genuinely great club, and find his identity. I suspect he'll end up in midfield as a winger. Cutting him from the right, he had a lot of success for Spain's youth sides there. Playing as a left winger as well, he's done there because he's got a wicked left foot when he gets going. I really feel like he's going to excel. He just needs to get comfortable in his own skin. I think as a left back, he looks reasonably limited, and I think there's always sort of sliding doors moments as well. I remember his first season, of course, the treble season. Do you remember the Southampton game where we were terrible? He was playing left back, and I remember thinking a lot of his confidence was absolutely shot in that game. He was alongside Laporte. I love Laporte, but don't get me wrong, that man knew how to be a little bitch. He just did. And I remember him absolutely berating Gomez, whose head notably dropped. And I remember thinking, if that was someone like Diaz alongside him that day, we might have seen a different outcome for Gomez at Manchester City, because his confidence absolutely dipped after that. Didn't have the support of his teammates, and he always struck me as a guy who is reasonably meek. You know, he doesn't look like the most expressive person in the world. He looks quite quiet and nice lad, I'm sure, but, you know, it doesn't seem to be a fiery personality. And I feel like that set him off on on the wrong foot, really. I don't think he was ever as bad as some people pretended he was, and I actually think he's probably better than we realise as well. And I think we didn't really see enough of him ever to make a massive judgment on his quality. He never played in what would be a fair position. I don't think he ever looked really bad when he came on as an impact sub. He looked decent. He had some good technical ability. And as Josh said, someone like Oyarzabal, you know, the Spanish international, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a good career like that, where he's a good player, man. The occasional Europa League winner, occasional Champions League squad player for some team. Like this is going to be probably the making of him, this move. And I hope City have got some sort of sell-on clause or something like that, because I do feel he's got a lot to offer the game of football. Somehow, there's talent there. There's an football intelligence there, but it's not meant to be. Of course, as well, we can't ignore this without mentioning the fact that he was a Manchester City fan. You know, he grew up weirdly supporting Man City. I think it was it? I don't know how or why. Was it the Aguero moment? Was he a glory hunter? Was it FIFA or something like that? I don't know. But he grew up genuinely as a Manchester City fan. The photos were there, you know, and all the best to him. I mean, you can see it down here somewhere. Where has it gone? I think someone shared it on Twitter. Did City Extra share it on Twitter? I don't think they did. But either way, you got to wish him all the best, you know. There it is. That's the one there. I mean, that's him with his brother in a City shirt as a kid. I mean, fair fucks, man. And then, of course, you look, you know, signing for City. Champions League trophy. And bear in mind, by the way, he played like 5 appearances in that, you know. That was it. He asked his brother to bring him a David Silva kit. That was it. He loved David Silva, yeah. So he played 5 times in that Champions League campaign, so he earned some of it, you know, and he's won all those things. Look, he deserved this, absolutely deserved it, and I'm very happy for him. There's his tweet as well. 2 unforgettable years in Man City. We won titles, lived unique experiences, and fulfilled dreams. Defending the badge of a club that I've always loved is priceless. Continue cheering from afar because the club is part of my heart. Happy for him. Genuinely happy for him. Seems like a nice lad. And as Cheeky said, good application, smart, hard-working. I think he'll go on to do okay things. He leaves with our blessing, I would guess. The interesting thing for me now is, where does this leave our squad, you know? As it currently stands, let's just try and build the squad and work out where we'd be. You guys watching live will have to help me because my head is knackered today, so I'll probably forget some players. But let's sort of try and build the squad and see the shape of it. Are we going to replace him? Because, look, I'm not saying he was a key member, but he was often on the bench, you know? It's not like he wasn't... You can't underestimate the usefulness of players who can come in to give others a rest in the Carabao Cup. So let's just build this squad as it currently stands, you know. You've got, obviously, Eddie and Stefan Ortega. Left back here, Josko. Here you've got Diaz, Ake. Here you've got Stones, Akanji. Over here, Walker and Rico. Up here... let me put the formation as well, of course, to make it a bit more easier to work out. As it currently stands, I think Savio is definitely coming. It's going to be weird to do this with Savio, isn't it? Here, Jack, Doku. I'm going to put Erling and Hooley over there. And then over here, I'm going to put Savio. I'm going to put Bob and those two for now. And I'll put, obviously, Bernardo in here. This can be Rodri. I'm going to put Kovacic next to him because obviously I need to make some space. This could be KDB, Phil, and that could be Silva and Nunes. So that's the current balance of the squad there. I mean, there is potential for the need for a left back because it's not a big squad at all, man. Like, there's a chance someone else leaves from that as well. I mean, that's the 21 senior players there. It's not a lot, is it? And I do feel like this idea of that we could just maybe we need another utility player. I'm sure we will see a Kanji play left back every now and then, but you know, there's going to be times where 2 or 3 of those are going to be injured, and I think one of those is going to go. Someone in that squad, I think, else will go. I don't know who, but I think someone else is going to go. I just got a gut instinct that we'll see a surprise. Maybe someone on loan, someone will leave permanently, could use the Saudi money or something like that. I don't know, maybe not. But I've got a feeling we're going to need a signing because that's the squad right now. I haven't missed anyone, have I? I don't think I have, no. So it's not a lot, you know. And then you consider the fact that, you know, some of these will get injured, Stones will get injured. Nunes isn't massively favoured. Stones is made of biscuits, yeah. That man is a biscuit. That man's a cup of... That's a digestive in a cup of tea. He crumbles, doesn't he? You got Savio and Bobo. I mean, the wing play looks fun, actually, to be fair. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to go. We'll have to see. I feel like we are going to have to bring in some players there, potentially, because we're going to need options. Calvin Phillips. Well, I haven't put Phillips on there, and I haven't put Cancelo on there, because I don't consider them Manchester City players anymore. That may sound harsh, but I think that's the truth of the matter. It could be... Who knows, man? Like, who knows? We could see... EDS player giving a shot there. We could see someone like I'm trying to think who. Thomas Galvez get a chance, maybe. How old's Galvez now? Galvez is... I'll double check. He's born in 28, so... I mean, he's only young still. 2005, sorry. He's 19 or 20. So Galvez maybe could do. I don't know. I have no idea. People mentioning Wharton. Someone else mentioned Wharton. Craig Steele said, why is your home you and Ace see the potential out of Wharton? Yeah, I don't get why people are dismissing him either. I think I've never seen such obvious talent from an English player in mid-table before. Like, he's so obvious, like he's going to the top. I just don't get how people can't see it. Wharton, I think, is brilliant. I really don't get it. But yeah, this is where we're at now with the squad, and I feel Hernandez. That's not true, by the way. That's just not true. That was AI generated, wasn't it? I don't think we'll sign a big player. I feel like if it's going to be anyone, it would be a young one. And it could be Callum Doyle, but he's not really a left back. You know, we could keep him there, though. We could keep him in the squad. That won't happen. He will go on loan somewhere. Frimpong could come in, but then the left side is the problem, surely. But then you got Ake, I guess, you can play over there. And then you need another centre-back. If Diaz, Stones and Akanji... Look, I'm going to need someone, in my personal opinion. There was some news going around, by the way, about Ederson. Let me just jump over to that tweet from my friends over at City Report. They've just gone big on this with the old tweet. It says, Al Nassr have ended their interest in signing Ederson from Man City. Like, you don't have to believe that. I've actually messaged the guy behind it. He's pretty confident. He obviously can't confirm he won't go anywhere else, but he knows that Al Nassr have ended their interest. Always these things can change. I believe the person who tweeted this is telling the truth as far as they know it, but that doesn't mean things can't change in football, you know? There were some rumours. I saw some actual rumours that the Saudi government are withdrawing billions of pounds from certain developmental projects due to economic reasons. And we don't know what projects they are, but it could be that those projects are football related. I would not be surprised to see at some point, you know, that expenditure slow down a tiny bit. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the new thing. But we will see. We will see. But I would be very, very happy to see Ederson stay. I think he's a brilliant keeper. I'm totally fine with Stefan Ortega too at the same time, but I think if this is true, it's very good news. Don't know if it's true, but it's very unlike the City Report lads to go big on something like this, because it never happens, but every now and then, yeah, I think we'll see something like this. Go back to the Super Chats, where they've gone. One earlier on from, that was from the FC. He said, did you see the Ederson news from City Report? Yeah, I did, as I just talked about. Thank you so much. And also, Dan just said, any Theo Hernandez news? I don't know where you're all getting Theo Hernandez from, by the way. That thing you might have saw on Twitter was AI-generated bullshit. So it was literally not a true rumour. So there's no Theo Hernandez news because we're not linked to him. So I think some of you have fallen for AI-generated bullshit there. Unfortunately, Dan, that was not true. It was a fake rumour for AI reasons. So yeah, that's where we're at with Theo Hernandez. Nowhere. And Ederson, look, I hope it's true, man. I really hope it's true. Apparently, we've got a 30% sell-on clause, apparently. Apparently, yeah. We've got 30% sell-on clause for Gomez, which is great. You know, look, if he reaches his potential, imagine he became brilliant in 4 or 5 years from now and he's seen as one of the best playmakers in the world. You know, who knows, man? Football's crazy like that. And that means a 30% discount if you ever wanted to come back, if there's space for him. It's a lot. It's a big sell-on clause. Dan, by the way, thank you so much for the super chat, mate. I'm sorry you wasted it on that, but I love you anyway. So there we go. By the way, did you know we're now ranked as #1 best club in Europe in the latest UEFA rankings? It's very nice, isn't it? It's very nice indeed. There was also some news about your man Liam Delap. Apparently, that's close to being confirmed now. Liam Delap is about to be an Ipswich Town player. A man that I have an awful lot of time for, Liam. I think he's a cracking footballer. I do feel he will... if he gets over his injuries, will end up as a top striker. I honestly believe he's got... potential to be an England international. It's just about fitness. It's just about him keeping himself on the pitch and developing a little bit. I saw that. Yeah, Fabrizio Romano said we're going to sell him for £1, which was an accident, of course. It mistweeted. Let me find the Fabrizio Romano tweets about Liam Delap. Where have they gone? Where have they gone? But either way, yeah, he's a really good player. I think this could be a really smart move. Here we go. So it says paperwork being completed for Liam Delap to join us with Town, 15+5, 20% sell-on clause. Yeah, I mean, McKenna's, by all accounts, a cracking manager. He's the kind of guy I could hope to get the best out of it. And look, remember when everyone was talking about Evan Ferguson last year and that slowed down? Do not be surprised if all of a sudden Delap gets a little bit of hype behind him, a little bit of confidence, and quickly enters that bracket. It's crazy how quickly things can change in football. I really rate him. I think injuries and confidence have held him back, but he takes a shot early. He's strong, aggressive. He's direct. He's got good technical ability. He just needs a little bit of a chance. I know it feels like an indicative of our failings at EDS level, daily life of things, but I don't think it's necessarily. Look, the daily life of things said in a comment, said about the lab. I just hope it's not indicative of our EDF and pathway. Look, I think the problem the lab had is that we signed the very best version of the lab in Erling Haaland. So I don't really necessarily think that's a failing as such. Just City just decided to sign Erling Haaland because he's fucking Erling Haaland. And if you get a chance to sign Erling Haaland, you do. You don't wait for the lab if you can sign Erling Haaland. And, I think Erling Haaland's a one-of-a-kind striker. And Delap could be a brilliant striker, but I think this is good money, good business, and we'll have some sort of buyback, I'm sure, or whatever. And who knows, man? Let's hope he proves us all wrong. I really think if we're talking 3 or 4 years from now. Look, to me, I feel like Delap's the getting back in the Premier League striker for 2 years from now. That's what I feel he is. I feel like they'll go down, he'll score 8 goals this season, 9 goals, and then the season after he'll score 25 and they'll go back up in the Premier League. That's what I feel. I feel like they're planning for that eventuality. And look, would you take, if you're at Ipswich Town, 15, 20 million now for a guy who'll get you back in the Premier League 2 years from now? 100% you would, because it's smart business, and that's what they'll be hoping he can keep him in the Premier League with a few big goals, and if not, he'll definitely get him back to the Premier League. That is what I feel like they'll be saying to themselves, and I think it's a sensible business if they can keep a manager as good as Kieran McKenna. Look, his pace, his sort of unpredictability, good on him. No Olmo news in this shant. People talking about Olmo, of course, potentially his release clause expiring soon, but no news at our front. Paulo Cesar says it's very hard for young people to break into a top side. Barca are free. Usually academy football is there to make money to buy first timers. You've also got to remember Barca are nowhere near Manchester City's level. The level Manchester City is just set is unheralded in English football. We are the best of the best. Like Barcelona right now are not the best of the best. They are a little bit shit compared to Manchester City. So that is the level. To break into the best team in world football and also a record-breaking side that's won multiple Premier Leagues in a row. Look, it's very hard. So we're not talking about a guy just breaking into a top side. We're talking about a guy trying to break into the best side with the best attacking midfielders and the best striker, the most freakishly talented goal scorer of his age ever in the history of English football. Erling Haaland, no one's done what Erling Haaland's done has ever done in European football at this ratio. So that's what we're talking about here. It's very hard to do. But that's life. That's life, you know. But it's fine. It is fine. And I wish him all the best. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the videos, by the way. It's absolutely my pleasure. Abel Dragomir says, thank you for making these videos. Go City. Thank you so much, my friend. Give the video a like, by the way. It is hugely appreciated, and I'm enjoying making them too, of course. I haven't been live since England got to the final. I was fucking wrong, mate. I was absolutely wrong, Gareth, and I apologise with all my heart. Yeah. The Day Live said, but young players have to bring them to sides and top sides. But they do if they're good enough, mate. Hence why Rico and Oscar Bob are around the first team and Phil is in the first team. You know, but they do. But the point is, he's broken to a side. He's got a Premier League move. Look, look, we can't be down on the idea of selling young players for 20 million always. I don't want him to always go, but it's still a good thing for our academy. I guarantee you, young players aren't sat at City going, oh, didn't make it. They're going, they're in the Premier League, man. Are you telling me Tommy Doyle is gutted to be playing for Wolves? No. Are you telling me Harwood Bellis is going to be playing for Southampton in the Premier League after 20 million? Absolutely not. They're all early 20s still, and they're playing in the Premier League with a massive reputation. Are you telling me Romeo Lavia was gutted to go and get a £50 million move eventually to Chelsea? You've got to remember what success is proportionate. These players who come from other academies and end up in the Premier League, they're going to be very happy with that as a progression. If I had a young player, I'd be like, yeah, you go to Manchester City, get that education, and you'll be in the Premier League within a year or two. You're right, Tommy Doyle might be gutted, but is he Rodri? Is he David Silva? Is he Gundogan? No, I think he could have been around, but of course he's a bit gutted, but I guarantee he's not gutted to be playing for Wolves in the Premier League. Come on, man. We've got to be realistic. Like, we're acting like Premier League isn't the pinnacle of football domestically. It is. They are fulfilling a dream to be Premier League footballers playing in front of 30, 40, 50,000 people every single week. So I don't think we're failing them, actually. Like, we're giving them education. The elite ones get through, but the rest of them end up millionaires playing for great clubs anyway. And they are great clubs. Even Southampton in the Championship when they were there is a great club to be at. These are intensely loved historic clubs. Like, the Championship is one of the best leagues in world football. I really mean that. One of the most passionate supported leagues in world football. Just the levels are so high. And years ago, by the way, mate, I had that exact same mentality, but it's taken me a long time to accept that the levels are just insane. I think you could use them more every now and then, Guardiola. But you can't argue with his success. You can't argue with his judgment of a player. You can't argue with him knowing when a player is ready to make that step, because he pretty much gets it always right. He's a fucking genius of a light that we've never seen in football before. So ultimately, as much as I occasionally think he makes a mistake, we've got to back his better judgment and Manchester City's, because you know what? It is what it is, you know. City, the fact that we've got Foden in the team, with a very small squad, we've got Oscar Bob and Rico Lewis around it, is still pretty good. And don't put it past another one to make the mark or two in pre-season, maybe get into the squad for next season, here and now. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. And I think life is pretty good. I think we can find things to complain about. But look, I don't know about you, lads, but I enjoyed a City fan from Stockport being the Premier League player of the season last year. I'll take that. For now, guys, thanks for watching this video. You're all superstars. I very much enjoyed it. Let me know what you made of Sergio Gomez in the comments below. Give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel. Be awesome. In a bit. Bye-bye.